Hello and welcome. We're about to dive into a topic that, let's be honest, can sound a little intimidating to anyone looking to grow their business: export documentation. But here's the thing. Instead of seeing it as a barrier, I want you to think of it as the universal language that actually unlocks international markets. Let's break down how it all works.
Okay, so you've got a great product. You're fired up, and you are ready to sell it to the entire world. But then you hear about the paperwork. Invoices, bills of lading, certificates, and suddenly it feels like you're facing this giant, complicated mountain. It's a totally common feeling, but believe me, understanding why it all exists is the very first step to conquering it.
So, in this explainer, we're going to demystify the whole thing. We'll kick off with the big picture, then dig into why there are so many documents in the first place. We'll walk through the essential toolkit every exporter needs, touch on the official government side of things, and finally, we'll see how mastering all this is your key to going global.
First things first, let's completely reframe how we think about this process. This isn't just about filling out forms and checking boxes, it's about clear communication. It's about telling a story across borders, cultures, and different legal systems. At its very heart, export documentation is really a conversation. Every single document is a part of that dialogue, a dialogue between you, your buyer, the shipping companies, banks, and governments. And when you get it right, that conversation is totally seamless. It makes sure your products get where they need to go, and most importantly, it makes sure you get paid. It's the engine of global commerce.
Right, so why can't it just be simpler? Why the sheer volume of paper? Well, it might seem chaotic, but the complexity isn't random. It actually stands on three very logical pillars that are absolutely fundamental to how international trade works.
Okay, pillar number one, it's all about protection. It protects you and it protects your buyer. You're not just selling down the street. You're dealing with totally different business practices and legal systems. This paperwork creates a clear, legally binding record of your deal. Second, every country on earth regulates what comes in and what goes out. The documents prove you're playing by their rules. And third, governments often give you perks and benefits for exporting, and you need that paper trail to prove you're eligible to claim them.
Now for the fun part. Let's open up the toolkit and look at the key commercial documents you'll be using. These are the papers that tell the specific story of your business deal, right from the initial handshake to the final delivery.
And the story almost always begins right here with the Proforma invoice. The easiest way to think of this is as a really detailed quotation. You send it to a potential buyer, and it lays out all the crucial details: what the goods are, how many, the price, the shipping terms. This is the document that gets the ball rolling and sets the foundation for the entire sale.
Next step is the commercial invoice. And if there is one document you absolutely have to get right, it's this one. This is your final bill to the buyer. It's often called the document of contents, for a good reason. The information on this invoice is used to create almost every other document in the shipment. It's the master document, the primary evidence of the entire transaction. Okay, once your cargo is physically loaded onto a ship, you'll first get what's called a mate's receipt. It's basically just a simple confirmation slip. But then, that simple receipt gets exchanged for something much, much more powerful: the bill of lading. And here's the critical difference. The bill of lading isn't just a receipt, it is the legal title to the goods. This is a huge deal. It means whoever holds that document literally owns the cargo.
So yeah, this document is a multitasking genius. It does three crucial jobs at once. First, it proves ownership, which is why banks will often lend you money against it. Second, it's your official receipt from the shipping company. And third, it's the formal contract for getting your goods from point A to point B. Controlling this one document is how you control your goods and protect yourself until you get paid.
And rounding out our basic toolkit is the Certificate of Origin. This one's pretty straightforward, the name says it all. It officially certifies where your products were made. Now, why does that matter? It's all about trade agreements. A buyer's country might have lower import taxes on goods made in your country, and this certificate is the proof they need to get that sweet preferential rate.
All right, so we've covered the commercial side of things, the documents between you and your buyer. Now let's talk about the paperwork the governments require. These are the official statutory documents that you just can't skip.
And the big one here, the main event, is the shipping bill. You can think of this as your formal application to your country's customs department, asking for permission to export. And let me be clear, without a certified shipping bill, your cargo cannot get past the port gates. It is the ultimate green light from the government.
You know, to make things a little easier, customs offices often use a color coding system for these shipping bills. It's a quick visual shortcut. So for shipment by sea, a green bill might mean you're claiming an export incentive. A yellow one might mean the goods have an export tax on them, and a white one could mean they're duty-free. It helps officials process everything much faster.
And then there's something called exchange control. The idea is pretty simple. Governments want to make sure that when goods leave the country, foreign money eventually comes back in. In a country like India, for example, you have a form, the GR or SDF form, that is basically a declaration to the central bank promising you'll get paid for your exports, usually within about 180 days.
Okay, we've gone through a lot. The why, the what, the how, so let's bring it all home and really focus on the single most important takeaway from all of this.
The main thing I want you to remember is this. Stop thinking of this paperwork as a chore or a barrier. It's not. It's the bridge. It's the carefully constructed, sturdy, reliable bridge that allows your business to safely cross borders. Every single document is a pillar holding that bridge up, making sure your goods arrive and your payment is secure.
Honestly, when you learn to navigate this process, it's like getting a passport for your entire business. It grants you access to a whole world of new customers, new growth, and new opportunities that would be completely out of reach otherwise.
So now you know the basics. You speak the language of international trade. It's a language built on precision, clarity, and trust. So the only real question left is, where are you going to take your business next?